What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and involvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders to implement faith every day in their lives as well. God is, you're in a moment in your life right now to where God is shaping you, and the shaping is causing some discomfort within the shaping that God is doing in your life. You're being pulled. You're being stretched. You're being molded. You're being refined in a way. And sometimes it's taking, it takes heat. It takes pressure. It takes a lot. It takes so much. Within this shaping, and you feel the things that are happening in your life becoming somewhat triggering in a way, or becoming somewhat, emotional, or you're in, to where you're not even understanding why certain things are happening. You feel the attacks of your you feel the attacks of your family. You feel the attacks, whether it's in your finances. You feel the attack, just in your life in general. You feel the attack, and you're taking the attack that you're feeling, and you're focusing so much on what it is that you're seeing. If it's, like I said, if it's something in your family, your focus is so drawn on that you're trying to figure out how to fix it. You're trying to figure out how to navigate through it. You're trying to figure out how to make this work. If it's something in your finances, you're trying to figure it out. If it's something at your job, you're trying to figure it out. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, you're trying to figure it out, but you're missing the point of what God is doing in your life, because God is shaping you and he's molding you through this. So what you're going through right now in your life, it's not by accident. It can either take you down, or it can either take you down, or either it can take you up. And that choice is yours. It's all based off of how you look at it. Do you look at it and do you see God in it? Or are you going to look at it and you're going to see, what the reality of it is saying to you? What the problem of what you're seeing and what it's saying to you, and how it's speaking to you, and how it's making you feel. When you walk with God, you have to make sure that your flesh is never overriding the spirit. It can never override the spirit, because see, your flesh, it loves that type of energy. Your flesh, it loves that type of whether it's animosity, or whether it's bitterness, or whether it's hate, or whether it's a problem, whatever it is. See, your flesh loves that. But even in the middle of the shaping, God is saying, listen to me, and hear me in the middle of what it is that you're seeing. Because things that are happening in your life, God is allowing those things to happen so that he can shape you. Things may be different. Things may be, weird for moments. Things may be changed. There's a shift, but when God works out things in your life, he does everything according to his plan. So sometimes things have to be removed. Sometimes things are added. Sometimes things, they stop, but you have to continue to look to God so that you can follow his direction and you can follow his plan, because he's shaping you and he's molding you. He's molding you. He's molding your thought process. He's molding, your heart. He's molding you, and so he can push you in the direction, that he has for you. You have to look around you, and you have to see God in the middle of everything in your life. Look at the elevation that God has taken you to. Look at the level that God has pushed you on. Now, you have to understand that when God elevates you and he puts you on a new level, God still has so much that he has to teach you. But what he's teaching you is something that is that fits to the level that you are on. So you've graduated from one portion of your life and you moved to something better. But just because you moved to something better doesn't mean that it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. No, you just moved up to the upper class. And when you move up to the upper class, the assignments sometimes are difficult. They're more difficult. The agenda sometimes is heavier, but it's all due to the fact of God elevating you, and for you to understand that in your elevation that God has you, and you have to know that God is shaping you. He's shaping you. So you have to listen to his voice in the shaping. You have to listen to his words in the shaping. You have to follow his direction in the shaping, and you have to learn how to remove yourself from things that are going to penetrate you to the point to where it's going to allow you to walk in your flesh. And it's okay to remove yourself from situations. It's okay to not put yourself into situations. It's okay if you have, if the Holy Spirit is speaking to you about something and he's telling you to move this way or to act this way or to witness this way or to remove this or add this, whatever it is that the Holy Spirit is speaking to you. Everybody else may not understand. Everybody else may not even agree with you, but you cannot take on the burdens of everybody else, because the moment that you do that, you destroy the path that God has for you, because you're taking on something that is not your business to, and you're taking on something that belongs to God. So you have to begin to see God even in the middle of things that seem difficult, even in the middle of things that don't feel comfortable, because God is shaping you. He's shaping you, and everything is happening for a reason. Everything is happening for a reason. The enemy thinks that he can come in. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That's his job. That's his plan. That's what he's going to continue to do. But you got to understand that even when it feels like your territory, and even when it feels like, the things that are around you are chaotic and it seems like everything is just exploding in front of you, you still have to look to God, and you have to take on his peace, take on his direction, take on his will, and you have to walk according to who God is at all times. Because if you do not, you will allow the enemy to throw so much at you, and he will magnify everything that's in your life, everything that's going on, and you will be so consumed by what is going on, and you will begin to react and move in your flesh. Even if you're not saying anything crazy, your flesh will cause you to be down. Your flesh will cause you to be sad. Your flesh will cause you to be angry. Your flesh will cause you to be petty. Your flesh will cause you to be bitter. Your flesh and the enemy will cause you to think things that aren't even true. You have to begin to move according to the plan of God. You have to stay in the lane of where God has you at all times, because God is stretching you. He's stretching you and he's molding you, and he wants to see if you are going to listen to him and how you are going to react in this situation. Are you going to react in your flesh, or are you going to allow the Spirit to continue to stretch you? So open up your ears and listen, and do not look at the things that are around you in your flesh. You see it spiritually, because God is guiding you in this moment and he's changing you. So don't be afraid of the change. Take it, grab hold of it, and be bold with the change. Let God do what he has to do in your life right now. Don't waste another day. Don't waste another day thinking about what happened yesterday. Don't waste another day because somebody else is acting crazy, or somebody else is frustrated about something, or if other people are holding on to certain things. Do not allow that to affect you anymore in your life. Follow the plan of God and stick to where God is taking you, because he's stretching you. And if you don't allow God to stretch you, when you allow your mindset to stay focused in your flesh, you're going to miss out on every opportunity that God has for you, because the door that he's opened right now is open for a reason. But it's up to you to walk in it and be productive and be successful in where God is taking you. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage somebody in that, and just bless somebody today with that word. You guys have a wonderful and a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.